Now let's go through the month one. Like I clicked on this month, like the plus, and then I got this. And let's go into the month template. Again, we have monthly themes. Like I said, I like to set themes. So we have a couple of monthly themes. These are also callouts. They just change their color and the icon. And then we have a couple of sections over here, and usually I kind of incorporate these from the reflections of the previous year, month. Did I say year? I'm so sorry, month. And this part from the reflections part, but like the looking forward part of the previous month. Like I showed you the quarterly reflections, I also have like monthly reflections, so we'll go through them. We have what lessons I want to incorporate this month. I feel like I'm always kind of learning some lesson in like patience or like not overthinking and trying to over control everything that is not within my control, stuff like that. So like things that I want to just lessons I want to incorporate this month, so I want to keep in my mind. I'm sorry, I'm just getting then we have the what can I do better to help myself, what can I do to better help myself accomplish my goals this month. Again, this comes directly from the previous month's reflection, where I'm like, what prevented me from accomplishing the ones that matter, like the goals that matter. And like the next step is to like think about how I can change that, and what can I do better to help myself accomplish those goals. And that's where this comes from. Usually it's more like setting alarms, or like so that I can wake up at that specific time, or like to remind myself to start winding down at night, stuff like that. And then we have the looking forward part, that is like the intentions. And again, similar guidelines and suggestions are more like rules or habits or promises that I want to do, or like and milestones are like, I want to finish learning this choreography, or like something that has a clear, distinct, yes, I've finished it. Whereas guidelines or suggestions are like, there's no, like for example, like having a consistent meditation and routine doesn't really have like an end goal. It's just like you continue to do it. It's just a habit that you want to develop. So I guess that makes sense, the difference between this and the milestones. And coming down, we have the magic corner. I like to either I used to like pick out a couple of tarot cards for myself. I don't have physical tarot cards, but like there's this app that I used to pick out a couple of tarot cards for myself for the month, as in like an intention setting one. But nowadays I just like watching YouTube tarot videos, like they do monthly. I was going to say yearly and weekly by mistake. Monthly tarot card videos. So like I just kind of take notes from that. I don't take them very seriously, but it's a fun thing I like to do. So this section is for that. And then we have a new moon, as in like when was the new moon this month. See, my brain is not functioning. This month it is on 29th of June, so I would like to say 29 June. And then I would set intentions for like I said, I like setting intentions for the new moon. So like until the next new moon for like a month. So I would just set intentions, and now the magic corner is done. We have organization and reflections. Now this is where I pretty much live every day. So we have a couple of things that we have to do before we get into this. It's like I have a physical bullet journal as well. It's not like a serious bullet journal. It's just the end of last year I was watching a lot of Bujo videos, and then I kind of really got inspired. But I already had a Notion set up, and I was like, I like a lot of them being on Notion itself, and I don't want to migrate a lot of them into physical book. But I kind of just added a couple of them. Like I have a frequency tracker of each habits I did. So like how the 6 habits I showed you in the daily journal, how many times I did them this month. I kind of plot them into a graph and stuff like that. It's not really exciting, but like I just want to update them every month, and I want to make a year-end pixel. I mean, I do have a year-end pixels, like a daily mood thing I just color into at the end of every month. I don't want to do it every day, so because I don't think I will keep up with that habit, so I do that at the end of every month because I have all of that information on my Notion anyway. So like I just, at the end of the month, I just look at the entire previous month and update the bullet journal. So this is just something to like remind me to do so that I don't forget. And then I have the journal templates I have on Notion are more like streamlined. They're like, I have specific prompts that I want to answer, but also I have I've actually been doing it since January this month, and I just have a free journal. Like I just can write whatever I want on it. And so I used to have it as a physical copy, and ever since I got my tab, I shifted that into another app. So I'll just, at the end of the month, recently I started doing this, at the end of the month I'll just convert that month's free journals into free, like I just like don't even have any prompts and I don't have any direction. I just write whatever comes to my mind, and I make that into a PDF and upload it to upload it to Notion. My brain is not functioning right now, y'all. So this is where I would upload it, and so that's like a checklist. So these are the 2 things I want to do. Not before the week, sometime the first week of the month I would want to do those 2 things. And then the reflections also, I have one more checklist, and I'll come to that later. Actually, I should have not brought this up. Okay. And then I have 2 weekly templates, and one of this I showed you before. Let's just call this the plant template, and we have a study section, and we have a things to do section where the little things comes. I told you I will explain this when it comes to my weekly spread. Now basically this is my weekly spread, right? And let's say I've set up this week's spread, then I would go over here and add this to favorites, and then I can access it easily every day. So that just makes things far more easier. And so yeah, we have an empty quote again here, and you can add any quote over here. And then we have weekly intentions, and we just kind of add and set intentions for the week. And then we have this quarterly intentions thing that just shows up every week because I've added this to the weekly template at the end of starting of this quarter. And then we have, we'll come to the home part later. We'll come to the studying. Basically the studying part and the revision part is just things I have to study and things I have to revise. And there's one more. Things I have to take a test on. That's like, I'll explain that when it comes to my studying process. That's on the medicine template. So that's the study part. And then the little things is, I explained little things already. This is just a view that shows whatever I have to do today or before today. So whatever I added onto the little things over here, I added this, and now this shows up here. So like I don't go to the little things actual page every day. I just kind of add and tick stuff here itself. So basically I interact with all those databases right from my weekly spread. So this is basically where I live. Right. Then let's come to the journal part. Actually, why not? Because this is my yearly journal. So I would just add a new one here and start today's journal. And then this is a recent view that just shows yesterday and today. It doesn't show a lot of other days as well. It's pretty... Right, I would just add today's date and... Right, so actually, I'll show at the in the reflections page. Right, I'll just show it in the reflections page. Right, so this is journal. And then we have, okay, let's go to home. And this is literally the life page that I showed in the actual life template. I don't know. See, in the life template, I showed the life page. This, like I said, I don't even interact with that page either directly. I interact with it through my weekly page, and this just shows whatever I have due either today or before today, so I should have done by now. So that's just that. And as soon as I'm done with this, I would just, why is it so far away? I can't change the width of these columns on a tab. I can do that on a laptop, but I used to be able to do it on a laptop. Like, that's what I said. So once I'm done with it, I would change the last done to today, and then I would go away, because it will come up here again when it's due again. I hope that makes sense. I hope I'm making sense. Right, the last part we have here is the helpful habits section. So every week when I'm reflecting, I would kind of come up with a couple of habits that I think would help me achieve the goals I have for the week, or the intentions I have for the week. So I would just kind of, just to have a spatial tracking area for those habits which are not part of the 6 habits which I have in my yearly journal. For example, this could be something like journaling, because I do not have journaling as a part of my daily journal, as a part of my 6 habits. That is one of the helpful habits that I have very often. It shows up here, and sometimes it's also vlogging, because it's fun and it makes me feel better. So not these. Oh my god. Not these 6 habits, but some things other than that could also help me, bro, what on right. I usually also have this cover as my vision board. Like, I just make a vision board and set that as a cover, but this is just a template, so I've included a basic cover. You can change this to any picture you like, or your vision board as well. Just you can do whatever you want with it. And then you can see I don't have this calculate part. Oh my, select, like, it's not set to anything, because I don't want to really bother myself with what percentage and how many days I've done each of this. This is just somewhere I can be reminded to do these things. That's it. It's not like a performance tracking thing, if that makes sense. I keep saying that. Okay, this is my schedule. So this is where all my exams, my exam and the ABC birthday that I added in my schedule at the starting of this recording session. If at all I'm going to make it into one video or 2 videos, I do not know, because it's very long. At the starting of the Notion explanation thing that I've started, I added these 2 events to my schedule, and this shows up now in my weekly spread. And then we also have my inbox, and we have something which is nameless, right? So whatever I added in my inbox again would show up here. My inbox is the tasks list. Yeah, that's my tasks list. I think that's right, this one, the tasks list. I had added something. Let's just call it task, and let's say it's very important, and it's college. I don't know. Let's go back to our weekly spread. Yeah, we're back here, and see that shows up here, the task that is very important in college. So that's how you can add stuff, or you can add it directly here with this new as well, and if you add it here, it'll be added there as well. So usually most of these things, like I said, I just interact with them over here on the weekly spread itself. This helpful habits is a database on its own. It's not really linked to anything else. Yeah, that's it. That's all we have for this weekly spread that I have to explain. This is the weekly spread that I use as of now. Should I explain the weekly reflection and then come back to the other weekly spread which I used to use before? Yeah, I think I should do that. Let's go to the weekly reflection page. And again, we have a quote here, and then we have a what have I been up to this week section. Right, so whatever I'm adding in the what I'm learning, what I'm reading, what I'm listening, what I'm watching, and what language I'm learning and how am I learning that, I would want to add that into this part where this is this month's media that I'm consuming. So I have this monthly section here, which is a simple block, and at the starting of every month I have to convert this into a synced block and then copy this the same way we copied that quarterly one, and then paste it into, oh my god, please, I still am not very used to this. I guess I've been using it for a while though, but okay, never mind. This past week template, I would click on this 3 dots and then select configure and then click that untitled one. That's basically the template we have. So what I would do is I would want to add this over here and paste and sync, so that and then we would I like to keep it here at the bottom, so that let's say I'm listening to some song, I don't know, and reading this book, and then I'm watching this TV series, right? Something, I'm just randomly doing that, and I would kind of want that to show up in my monthly page as well, so that I can add it to the media directly, and I don't have to remember each week separately, and I don't have to click on each week and then go in and then check and then come back and then add and then go in and then check and then come back and then add. So it's just an easier way to have it. So I would just kind of duplicate this. Okay, that's bad. Yeah, I would just duplicate it and duplicate all of them and just add it to the monthly section. And now let's say this is added now here, and I would keep it, and I would let that monthlies list grow throughout the month, and at the end of the month I would have this list with all the things that I've been seeing, watching, reading, whatever media I've been consuming all this month, and then once I'm done at the end of the month, I would unsync it. It's not that hard actually, just my brain is not functioning right now, okay? And then I would add this to be like, oh, this series I was watching, and this video I was watching, and stuff like that. I would just add all of them, and this area of the media I was consuming this month would be easily filled, and so but the thing is, at the end of every month I would have to convert this into a synced block and then copy that and then add it to this template, so that I don't forget it. I have even a checkbox for that. Set up the monthlies block. I just feel like this, it sounds like a lot, but I do this every month and it's not really that big of a deal. It's better than having to be like, at the end of the month I was like, what song was I listening? And I would have to, like, see, we'll have 4 weeks over here, and I have to look at each week. I'm like, oh, this week I was listening to this song, and this week I was listening to this song. I have to go in and come back and type, and go in and come back and type every time. Am I even making sense, or am I just rambling? But it's okay, we're just besties, so right, so this part is like now done, right? The learning, reading, listening, watching, and language part is done. And then we go down and we have this what went well, what did not go so well, and before you go to the improvement side, we have these 3 sections to do. We have what went well, what didn't go well, and checking in. What went well is what habits I kept up with, and what progress have I made on my monthly and weekly goals, and what else went well. Sometimes just something random that you didn't even expect goes on, and that's great. I just want to document all of that. And what did not go so well, again, is like habits, and what weekly goals I did not keep up with, and why. I feel like the why is a very important question. Like, this really helps me make sure that the next week I can do at least 1% better. Like, even if it's this one tiny thing, I can do that better by like really getting into why on earth did I not do well, what I did not do well this week. So yeah, it's kind of uncomfortable to reflect on what did not go so well, and what why I did not stick to what I promised to myself, but I think it's really valuable. And then we have the checking part, and what I felt, or what I'm still feeling, and what initiated it, and how I dealt with it. This really kind of gives an insight into my patterns, as in like how I usually deal with my emotions, and which is procrastination and journaling. Which journaling is good. Sometimes procrastination is not bad, sometimes I just feel like I cannot bring myself to face that, but I think I procrastinate a little too much. So that's a pattern that I've identified. Yeah, and then what lesson can I learn out of this? Like, or it can even be like, how better can I navigate this? Something like that. Something actionable, something more concrete that I can take away from this experience. And if I did not have anything as well, I felt really great, and yeah. And sometimes it's just the lesson I have is like, when things are going great, let them go great. I don't have to overthink and be like, oh my god, something is going to go bad eventually. If things are going great, just bask in the happiness and let things go great, And then now we have finished the reflections part, and we have the planning part of it, and we have what to improve. And here is where I would set my weekly intentions, and then I would copy these and then like paste in the weekly spread which I had, where we had weekly intentions. I'll show you once more actually. And then we have habits here. That is where I would set them here, and then I would copy and then paste it in the helpful habits in the weekly spread again. And then we have actions to improve or achieve, and then just random things maybe I can do to help myself achieve these goals better. These can be some things like schedule a workout class, or like set an alarm for the time you want to wake up, or like uninstall Instagram or YouTube, stuff like that usually. And then I have a study schedule where I kind of plan what to study. Usually I don't really plan. I just kind of pick out the most important topics that I think I can finish in a week's time, and I just write them down and start ticking them off, start working through them. This is literally just to give me a direction to set my priorities when it comes to studying this week. So it's just that. And then we have set weekly intentions, which is literally just copy this. Can you see my cursor? Copy this and paste it in this week's weekly spread. And then set up weekly habits is again copy this and set it in that weekly habits. And then work through the little things. Work through or schedule the little things. Even if I can't do it right now, I want to schedule it to, let's say, this Monday or this Wednesday or something like that. And then we have worked through the home maintenance tasks, which is usually cleaning, and really helps to get a reset, a weekend reset. Then, of course, what can happen without gratitude? We have our weekly gratitude area where we just kind of add things you're thankful for. Yeah, so that's my weekly reflection and planning area. I do not know how I would live without this. Literally, it's kept me sane through stressful situations. So basically, the weekly intentions I was talking about in the weekly reflection part, I would just copy those and paste them here. And then the habits, I would just copy them and paste, like I would rename them and just like paste them over here. Right, so that's done. Let's go over and see the other weekly spread which I used to use before. I don't use them anymore, but I feel like people, people have different needs, and somebody might actually find this useful. Let's call this tea or matcha spread. So we have up top we have this workout schedule where I would just add a session and be like, okay, this week I would schedule what workouts I'm going to do each day at the starting of the week, so that I have I just don't have to think about it every day. So I would just be like, Monday I'm going to do Pilates, and Tuesday I'm going to learn this choreography, and then Wednesday I'm going to do a HIIT workout. I hate HIIT workouts. Who am I kidding? I'm not going to do any HIIT workouts. Wednesday I'm going to go on a walk or something like that. I would just add sessions, and that's... Oh, what happened? That's that. Let's see. Pilates. I just wanted to show you that it's a pink thing, and it's... I just wanted to show that it's pink and purple. I really like the color combination. That's it. I just wanted to show that. And then we have a very similar weekly intentions over here, as you can see. And then we have the tomorrow and later this week, which is a synced block. So every new week I create, they all will have the same synced block. So I can add and remove out of these, if that makes sense. Like, let's say today new day, click on the new day. Let's say today is 26th, right? Okay, I'll just write. It's June. Right. And then let's say I have to-dos, right? Today I have to walk 5k steps. And then I have to record Notion tour, right? And then I'm already filming my Notion tour, but let's say I'm not going to be walking 5k steps, and let's just put it under tomorrow, and this would come up in until I finish this, until I bring it up. Oh my god, again, this is another headache. I used to be able to do this in my laptop. Again, I keep saying this, but right, I can just do Control X and paste it under to-dos and be like Control V. Bro. Oh my... Control V. And until I take it out of the tomorrow part and then put it in the today and then finish it, it's going to come up in every week. I'll be like, you still haven't done that, you still haven't done that, you still haven't done that. I hope I'm making sense. Basically what I'm saying is it'll show up in the tomorrow or later this week area of every week until I manage to take it out and put it in the today area and then actually take it. And then once I'm done with all of today, and let's say whatever I didn't do, I would just select them and put it in tomorrow area or later this week if I don't plan on doing it tomorrow. And then I would put this in the archive. Bro, I'm literally dragging it. Never mind. I will put it in the archive and then select a new day, and then in the archive I'll have all of the days that I've done different things, and I can select on each day and be like what I did that day. It's just a nice way to, I don't know, maintain. I don't know. And then so I just discovered I cannot directly drag these, so I'll just have to do a control. Oh my god, this is... No, I want a text. Thanks. I can do a Control X and then Control V where I want to paste it. So it's as simple as that, I guess. Just have to find ways to work around them. And then I have a Sunday routine here. where I hadn't added the what I have to do every Sunday in the live section. I had a separate Sunday routine. Stuff like I had stuff like watch a K-drama and draw something, which I did not want to add into my life maintenance chores, but I just kind of wanted to do on Sundays. Those would go over here. You can totally just we'll remove this area and just add all of them into the recurring tasks, yeah. And then we have a nice picture here. I think that means I like myself in Korean. I really like that. I also really like how this person is, they look like they've been studying for long and they're just taking a stretch, and kind of is motivating that even I want to study for long and feel that satisfaction of having studied. Yeah. And then we have the same journal thingy again, which I already explained. I guess that's it for this template. This is just a daily tasks template. This does not have the little things because you would just add whatever you have to do today right here, and if you have something to do later this week or tomorrow, you would add it here. And if you have something to do far later, you would just kind of what I used to do was just kind of add them as soon as they come up right here. Like, let's say stitch clothes, I don't know, and then later when I get home, I would just add that to like later this week or whichever week I wanted to add to them in. I hope that makes sense. So that's my weekly template, and that's that. Now that's done, let's go to the monthly reflections area. So we have a highlights. Like, what highlights? I guess that's self-explanatory, like what things happened this month. This is like a mini version of the highlights of the year that I showed in the yearly spread. This is like what happened this month. And of course we have a gratitude section. We have what am I thankful for this month, and then we have I showed all this already. We have a media section, and we have what I was listening to, songs and podcasts, what I was watching, movies, videos and series, and then what I was reading and stuff like that. And then I really love this section. I have a day this month looked like, where I would just describe what on an average day. On some days I woke up and let's say I did my proper morning routine. The other days I just woke up and played a game for 1 hour, and the other days I just woke up and studied for an hour. I don't know, just what an average day, what a day in this month looked like. It's kind of nice to look back and be like, I had these different routines, I did these stuff. I don't know, I just really like it. And then we have pics section, where I would add picture memories of this month using this picture icon. And then whatever I think is a very important memory, those pictures I would just, once I've added them, I would drag them and add them to the yearly memories one, and then I would organize them into whichever month it is. Like the picture would end up here, and then I would organize them into whichever month they are in. I hope that makes sense. So those are the pictures area, and this is very similar to my quarterly reflections, but it's on a smaller scale because it's monthly. And it's again, what life lessons was I learning or relearning, what worked for me this month, the goals that I accomplished and what helped me accomplish them, so like I can carry forward and continue doing them, and what goals that became irrelevant and why, and what prevented me from accomplishing the ones that did matter. So like this part would help me fill in like the lessons and this area of the next month. So that's the monthly section. I explained the weekly areas as well as the weekly reflection as well as the organization areas. Yeah, so we're done with goals and reflections, and we still have medicine to go. So we still have medicine to go. Let's get into it. So in medicine, we have study hub and resources. Medicine is like, I'm a medical student, so it's like my academia, like my study space. This resources, I think I can just go over pretty simple. It's just, I have a quote here which says, you might recognize this quote if you have seen my previous Notion video, and it's literally, this resources is literally, I've taken it from my study space which I used to have. It's all about who you become on the journey, not at all about how far your journey reaches. Yeah, that's nice. So then I have links, like you can just add some links or like information about your professors or contact information or just, anything you can just add. I even have like a key to answer, like the headings to answer most questions that come in, like the questions that are asked in exams, So just resources, anything study resources goes in there. And then we have a study hub. Again, you might recognize the studying, revision, and test spread, like views that are similar. I mean, they're literally the same views that are on the oh my god, my brain is really not functioning. But we're almost done. I think I've been recording for the past 3 hours. But we're almost done. Okay. The studying, revision, and test I forgot the word again. Views, yeah. Views are the same ones as seen in my weekly spread. So studying one basically is something... Okay, right. I will... let's just add one. Okay, this is a topic. Some topic. And it's in some subject, right? I have some subjects added right now. You can actually delete all of these by clicking on the 3 dots and delete. And I'm not going to delete right now, but you can delete any of these and add new ones by just typing them. Like, let's say you have one called, I don't know, let's just call it QWERTY. So you can just add a new one, literally. A subject, and then I have a system or a subtopic. So like a subtopic, You can delete all of these and add new ones again. And I have a source, which is like, where did I study them from? Is it like a YouTube video, or is it like a class, or is it like a textbook, or did some friend of mine teach me, or is it a Coursera course? I used to want to take up Coursera courses, but then I dropped them. But like, anyway, and then so that's the initial. So anytime I click on, I add one. Add a new like topic in the studying section. It's obviously assigned as learning unless I click on it and assign it as paused. Something I'm not really going to revise and study right now, but I have made notes on, would be in paused. But if I'm learning it right now and I want the template to tell me when to revise it and all, then that would be there. Then we've filled this in, and come across is when I first come across the topic, like when was the first time I read it or heard it or listened to the class about it, listened to a lecture about it. So that would be my come across. And once I've come across, I usually just want to listen to a lecture, or I usually just want to read the book and like not take notes just yet. And then after coming across and really focusing on just understanding the topic, then I would want to go ahead and just spew whatever is in my brain. Like, I feel like I would have forgotten a couple of them, or at least a word here or there. It's like a new word. I would have forgotten them, and I just want to spew everything that's on my brain and then organize it. That's literally my spew and segregate. You can't see it properly. Wait. Now you can see it. It's called spew and segregate. So that's when I did that, would be when I spewed and segregated the topic. So that I would add a date. Let's say I read something yesterday. Ideally, I would want to study something and spew and segregate the same day. But let's say I studied something yesterday and today SNS. Okay, I'm not going to say spewed and segregated every time. So now that is set, once the SNS is set, the formula tells me when my first revision is due. Basically, what I do when I spew and segregate is like, I of course mark what stuff I forgot and I have to obviously revise once more. And I also kind of segregate them as in like, what are more conceptual stuff and what are more factual stuff. So the conceptual stuff I would want to kind of revise according to this formula, whereas the factual stuff I would want to put into flashcards, and I would want to maybe even make physical flashcards and stick them around my house so that I can, just randomly when I'm walking through the house, I can just like go through them. Okay, oh, this is this thing, because factual stuff are more difficult to remember, and the more times I revise them, the more times I come across them, the better it is. My voice is changing. So yeah, that's what I would do. So this formula is actually for more conceptual stuff. So once I've said I have done SNS, the formula would tell me my first revision to go through the stuff is due on July 3rd. So once this is set, now let's say so the spread, like the database in my weekly spread is pretty much exactly the same. It's not even pretty much the same, it's exactly the same. So basically when I click revision in that, okay, let's make something come up in revision today, right? Oh my god, wait bro. First revision I've added 7 days, right? After I've spewed and segregated the topic, let's say, so I did that on 19th, and then so first revision is due today, so it comes up to, oh my god man, so it comes up to 7 days, right? And until I say the first revision is done on which day, let's say I do it tomorrow, like let's just think it's 30th today, so I did it on 27th. Until I have selected when I actually did it, the second revision due will not come up. And once technically this is not supposed to come up either. Wait a second. Right. So until I say that my second revision is done, let's say my second revision I did it on, it's due on when? It's due on the 30th. Let's say I did it on the 30th itself. And then my test due is on July 10th. And then my test, I take it on July 9th itself. Or maybe let's say 11th. And then all of this is done. Like my whole process, clear this. Whole process is done. But now let's say I've done everything, but I've not taken a test. So now this will show up in my test view. Wait, okay, never mind. It doesn't show up because it's not due today. Can you tell my brain is not functioning? Because it's not. Okay, let's say this one. I have not done my first revision. Clear it. I have obviously not done my second revision either. Clear it. Right, so first revision is due today. So I'll go to the revision section and it will tell me I am due to do this revision. We haven't called it anything. Let's just call it, I don't know, DSA. Right? And it's going to tell DSA is due to be revised today. And let's say, let's make the test due today, right? Clear. Test due is going to add 10 days to second revision. So 10 is 16. So we made test due today. So now if I go to, obviously I would have finished the previous ones. Without that I would not even be entering that the second revision was done on 16th, right? I'm just giving an example here. So it's telling me DSA is due today to be taken as a test. So I have to give a test in DSA today, if that makes sense. Like I just find question papers online and just kind of try to test myself on that topic. So I hope I make sense. So studying is something that I'm studying right now. Basically the thing is, either I've not even come across that, but I'm planning to study it today, or I have come across but I've not spewed and segregated yet. that would still be considered as I'm still studying that. But once I've spewed and segregated it, some first or second revision has to be done, and that would show up here. And then once all the revisions are done, the test, I have to take a test on that, and that would come here. So this is exactly the same situation that's happening in the weekly spread. So the weekly spread itself, I do not even have to come to the medicine section. I just can access it all from there as to what I have to study today and what I have to revise today and what tests I have to do today, if at all I have to take any. I hope that makes sense, because I've just been rambling. I don't know if I'm able to put across my point properly, put across what I'm trying to say properly. Oh my god, we're done. We went through all of the templates, and I will link them down below. I really am hungry and I'm thirsty, and my voice is starting to change and my brain is starting to shut down. I really am gonna probably go take a nap. Have a great rest of your day. Have a nice week, and thank you for hanging out with me today, and check you later. Bye.